board. Before we get started, I'm going to ask Tim to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we get started with the meeting tonight, we just have some brief work to do as a board, and it's the appointment of the chairman for this year and for the vice chair. So would anybody like to make a nomination for chairman?
I nominate Bob.
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. And we are in a motion for vice chair. Currently, it's Colin, and I'll nominate Tim. Do we hear a second?
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so it looks like the Bob and Tim show for the next year. So, okay. All right, so we've got 3 applications on our agenda tonight. And just to let everybody know, before we get started, these meetings are televised live. So when you approach the podium, please let us know who you are and the business you represent, and you can lay your plans out at the table next to the podium. So we'll get started tonight. Our first application is DRB 2022-01, Philadelphia Sign, Truist Bank, 301 West Lancaster Avenue in Wayne, for 2 monument signs and a wall sign. Hi there, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, good, welcome.
Thomas Cannizzaro from Philadelphia Sign
Okay.
Company.
You can take your mask off.
All right,
Yeah.
sorry. My name is Thomas Cannizzaro from Philadelphia Sign Company, representing Truist Bank for tonight.
Great, nice to have you here.
Thank you. So it's a pretty simple conversion we're proposing here. Just
Okay.
replacing all the current BB&T signage with new Truist branded signage.
Great.
So first sign, EO1.
Okay. Hey, Tom, can I just ask you to just swing the mic over just a little bit too, just so they can hear you? That's good, thank you.
No problem. So sign EO1 is the monument sign. We're just replacing the top head portion of the sign. It's actually going to be smaller than the existing, and it will be internally illuminated. The only thing that illuminates, however, is the letters and the logo themselves. So the purple portion will not be illuminated. The light will not shine through that.
Okay. Guys all right with that?
I love that it's,
Pretty simple.
I love that it's shorter,
Yep.
tough intersection.
Yeah, so the head of that sign is 3 foot tall by 6 foot wide overall.
Okay, great. All right, and the wall sign, Tom?
Again, that sign EO2, once again, just taking off the existing BB&T internally illuminated channel letters and putting on new internally illuminated Truist Bank plus their logo channel letters. They will be white as well and internally illuminated. They obviously are a bit bigger than the BB&T, but that is due to Truist being a longer name, company name. The overall footprint of those are 1 foot 9 inch overall height of the logo by 7 foot and 5 1/8 inch long, for a total of 12.9 square foot.
You guys good with that?
So you're just reusing the same drop header?
That is correct. So it's just going to be the new channel letters right on that new existing drop header. So no real structural change or anything like that.
We good?
That's fine.
Yeah, I think it's pretty simple.
Okay.
Okay, good.
And last but not least, sign EO3, it's just a small directional sign, similar to the main monument. We are just replacing the top head portion of it. This is just 2 foot by 2 foot for a total of 4 square foot, and it's just a simple exit on one side and entrance on the other. There's no illumination on this.
I'm just curious, under the comments, it says, head replaced on existing stone structure to prevent clients from damaging it. People hitting it with their car, or?
That's a, I didn't even notice that comment. That's a good question. Head replaced on existing stone structure.
I assume it's some stone work that needs to be done or repaired, or?
Yeah, that's possible. I can look into that for confirmation. We wouldn't be doing the stone. We wouldn't be doing the stonework.
Right, somebody else
Someone
would.
would be
Okay.
if that is taking place. Yes.
But the signs look fine, right, guys?
Yep.
See any problem there?
I think it means they want to reuse it and not just abandon it in place. Like maybe they weren't intending to use it originally and then they don't want to demo it. I would only assume maybe that's it.
Yeah, it's possible, because if it was a removal only, if we
Right.
weren't replacing the header portion of it, then they would just have a column
Right.
with
I
no,
think that's the intent of
Yeah.
that,
Okay.
of that. I could be wrong, but
Okay.
do we want confirmation?
I didn't think we needed.
No.
No. All right. Thomas, anything else for the
no, that
board
is it,
tonight?
just those 3 replacements.
Pretty simple
Can you just
application.
hold up that color chip?
Yeah, yeah.
Is it a
This is going
purple?
to be, yes.
Purple.
Hmm,
So,
Okay,
that is their branding.
good. All right, any other comments from the board? Questions or comments? Jane, everybody's good? Kevin,
No,
you're good? Okay. Somebody like to make a motion?
Sure. The matter of DRB 2022-01, 301 West Lancaster Avenue, Truist Bank, motion to approve monument sign, wall sign, and directional sign.
Seconded. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, great. Thank you, Thomas.
you very much.
Have a good night
Appreciate
now. Okay. Next on the agenda is DRB 2022-02, the application of Blue Elephant Wind Signature Restaurant at 110 North Wayne Avenue for a ground sign, awnings, light fixtures, and windows. Good evening.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for having us. John Weckerly, Boxwood Architects. Also have with us here tonight partial ownership and restaurant operator, Wynn Signature Restaurant Group. They would be available to answer questions as well.
Great. All right. Okay, do you want to, John, you kind of want to walk us through what you have in mind there?
Sure. So just to give a little bit of background on the existing condition, this is the photo here of the existing building. As you can see, there's an existing wall sign, internally illuminated wall sign from the previous restaurant, fabric awning a curved fabric awning over the main entrance to the previous restaurant, and then there are 2 existing retractable awnings left over from the existing restaurant. Also existing is, on our application, identified as a bulletin board sign, which is a hub or a location for the menu location, which is existing at the kind of north edge of the facade. Our proposal, as you can see here in the rendering at the bottom right of the book packet you have, is to replace the existing, I'm sorry, I didn't mention, across the top here, you can see where the escutcheons are located. There are 4 existing lantern-style light fixtures that were consistent with the previous restaurant design. We're proposing to keep the escutcheon, but replace the fixture with the fixture that's identified here in the lower left of the package, as well as replace the existing fabric awning over the main entrance with a painted metal design, marquee, I'm sorry, not a marquee, awning style sign that is more consistent with the brand identity for Blue Elephant. This would be a painted steel fabrication, the colors of which are shown here. These, I apologize, are not in the packet you have, but we wanted to just be able to show the colors here. So the idea would be that there would be a brass detailing at the top and around the bottom portions, and then a painted kind of blue-gray color for the body of the sign, and then this would represent the color of the words Blue Elephant, which would be non-illuminated, attached directly to the panel itself. And then our proposal is to maintain the existing retractable awnings that are on either side window as an opportunity to have some weather coverage in opportunities where the windows could be open, that the awnings could be in their out position, and the umbrella fabric that we're proposing is shown here on the left. And then in addition to that, as you can see in the existing photo right now, there's a picture frame window with a Munton-style glazed system that's a fixed panel. Our proposal is to create an accordion style that is a total of 4 sashes, 2 of which that would go either direction and open to the jam, so that in the seasonal weather, those windows could be open and engaging to the street and sidewalk level.
Okay, so why don't we kind of go through item by item? Why don't we just start with the lighting, the
Sure.
fixtures, and see what the board's take is on the fixtures?
Yes, sir.
I really like them. I think they look really pretty.
Thank
I
you.
like them too.
We're really excited about them.
Yeah, good. Good. Colin, you're good with that?
Yeah, they're exterior grade.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the menu board, you're going to keep that? You're going to change it, or?
The idea was that that was the existing panel. If there was some desire to see that be something different, as you can see from we're very, excited and proud of the design improvements that we're proposing.
Yeah.
So if there was some desire to see something different there, we'd be happy to look at that. But the intention as part of this application, and again, we had submitted for building permit and received comments. I apologize, we did not reach out to you folks initially, but we extracted the exterior work so that we could have a separate application to do the exterior portion. And ultimately, as part of when we submitted for this, we identified that as part of the sign, the total sign square footage,
Gotcha.
just by way of it being an existing sign. If there was some concern about the aesthetic of it as an existing box shadow sign, we would be happy to look at that, but otherwise, yes, we would propose maintaining it for now.
Yeah, I think it's fine, as long as it meets code. I mean, Kevin, are they allowed to have menu boxes outside as such?
Well, if it's there, we'd have to do some research to figure out how it got there. But if it's been there as part of the previous use and uses, it's grandfathered in.
Yeah, I know that's been there for quite a while.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
been there for
okay,
quite a while.
good. All
I
right,
hate to remove it and then have some kind of masonry damage.
yeah, exactly. Okay, good, so we're good with the menu. And on the application, it's one ground sign, I guess, is that your ground sign as such?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So let's take a look at the awnings then. And so they're retractable.
Yes, the existing awning on either window is an existing retractable awning. Our proposal is to maintain that frame and replace the fabric with something more aesthetically pleasing,
Okay.
which would be this umbrella fabric shown here.
Is there any?
And you can see in the existing photo, they're in their retracted state, and then in the rendering, you can see they're in their open state.
Okay.
They'll
And
be,
our proposal would be no letters,
Okay.
no brand identity on the fabric. It would just be for shade and light weather cover.
And they'd be pinstripe.
There is a striping in there, yes.
The
yes.
colors are,
It's
Tone
a
on
black and then like a off-white striping, like a light beige.
to try to match the cast stone in the windows, I guess.
Yes, sir. The black most specifically to match the color of the windows.
You guys good with that? Jim's
Yeah.
good? Jane?
Good.
Yeah, and they're painting the outlines of the second-story windows too.
I'm sorry.
They're painting the frames of the second-story windows. That looks better.
Yes, black.
Yeah, well, it matches the black windows on the first floor.
New windows, or you're just painting them?
The windows on the ground floor are to be replaced to the accordion style. We're proposing aluminum black clad. So aluminum clad black on the outside, painted on the inside.
But the second floor?
And then I believe we're proposing to just paint the existing window on the second floor.
Hey, Kevin, if I can ask you too, what's the code say about the accordion-style windows?
When you threw it over to me, it was something I was going to mention. There are health code regulations.
Right.
I know for sure with that.
Yes.
And separating the open environment from the cooking area, so there's ways of mitigating that. This board has approved that in some cases, but that'll be something that is looked at during the plan review stage for the new restaurant.
Okay.
Understood.
Remember the Greek restaurant?
Yeah, the Greek
Yeah.
restaurant came in, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
We need to look at some kind of screening or something
Okay,
to accommodate that.
And then I
Or
guess
air
the-
curtain.
yeah. I guess the last part of the application is the actual signage then, over the door.
Mhm.
So that's going to be a metal?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And the client has worked with, they have their first location in Pottstown and have worked with the local vendor to design and fabricate a brand identity piece similar to this at that location, and the idea was to rework with that artist to generate this image that you see here, and so that is the current design proposal for improving upon the kind of fabric, half moon awning that's.
Is it open air, or is there?
It would be open to the sky, yes, sir.
To no, like sconce or wall, light underneath?
Currently, there's nothing proposed that, other than the kind of the band that would come around on the face.
And what's the circle in the middle of the outline?
It's
Is
hard.
that a clock?
It's hard to see now, but I believe that that's a piece that's part of the existing trim
Masonry?
on the arch that's there now.
No.
Actually, correct me if I'm
It's
wrong.
like in the middle of your gold.
Yeah, you're right, you're correct. That is on the front. There was the intention to have a kind of a graphic of a sculptural elephant connected to the brand identity. I don't know, Pearl, if there was a conversation about pulling that back, or if that's something.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Sorry, I don't remember.
Sorry, I thought it was a clock.
Yeah, you're right.
No,
And
so-
originally there was an elephant. You
Yes.
Introduce your.
Hi, my name is Pearl Samboonsong. At our Blue Elephant Pottstown location, we have an elephant sculpture that I drew, and the ironwork guy reproduced it.
Okay.
So
that's
that's something
what
that
that
we
will
wanted
be?
to bring over.
Are you looking to incorporate that here?
Yes,
Okay.
in the
so-
center.
Yeah, and if we needed to put a supplement to show that.
I don't think so.
Okay,
We
good,
trust
thank you.
your artistic creativity.
Yeah, but we're super excited about the.
Okay.
I think it's a really neat awning.
There's
Oh, I
no
don't
lighting
know.
on, there's no lighting on the awning, or did I
Nothing
misunderstand?
proposed,
Okay.
if that's something
Or the
that,
metal awning.
we were trying to stay modest
No, I
with
think that's
our,
good.
with
No, it
our,
looks good.
touch
Mhm.
on the facade.
I know the other Wynn restaurants in the area, everything's always really, the aesthetics are always matching with the quality of the food too, so. Like a Z that's
Mhm.
one of theirs, so that's right here in our own township, so. I'm looking forward to it, I think it's gonna be nice, I think it's a really pretty design. You
Mhm.
have your neighbors right next door here too, so. We're getting that little stretch is getting taken care of here tonight.
Great. I've got a question. Any idea what you're going to find when you take down that big wall sign underneath?
That's not a big question.
That's a great question,
Yeah.
and, our intention would be to bring that existing masonry back to as close to its original
Okay.
aesthetic as
Just
possible.
a couple
I would hope.
pilot holes.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully it's anchors in the mortar
Right.
joint, we'll see.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know that they took that level of care when they did the install, but,
Yeah.
Maybe you'll find some bricks in the basement or something.
yeah.
There you go.
And I like the tone-on-tone awnings. I don't think they take away from anything, the tone-on, at least as they are pictured.
Yeah.
So there is no illumination on the actual name of the restaurant then at all?
We're not proposing any, no.
I think there's a speaker right here.
Yeah. You want to mention about?
Well, it's a nice subtlety about it.
Yeah.
Not having it just flash in your face.
I love it, I love it.
Like I said, we love the facade, the building itself is a handsome building. We wanted to get away from the box sign
Yeah.
and really try to
Sure.
do something that was in character with the facade.
I remember when it was a French restaurant.
La Fourchette.
There you
Yep, La Fourchette.
Yeah. Does the,
My parents' date night.
how was it? Yeah. Did the,
Dating myself.
are you guys coming back for outside dining? Is that in the plans, you think?
Yeah, that would be a
Just
separate
Yeah,
application.
I'm just kind of curious. Okay, good, good. And, John, one thing, just to make sure that the address is somewhere on the building. I don't know
Okay.
where you want to put it.
We just pulled up
Oh, yeah.
a picture of
Yeah,
the
looks good.
elephant from Pottstown. It's a
Okay.
really cool looking
Yeah,
elephant.
good design. Yeah. Yeah, so we just want to make sure that the address is somewhere prominent.
Are there guidelines for that in the?
Well, I think it's at least 4-inch letters, correct, Kevin? Or 4-inch numbers, I should say.
Yes, I want to touch base on this sign real quick. I think it's a beautiful design, but I'm trying to figure out how we're going to classify this, because if it's a wall sign, it can't project more than 12 inches from the face of the building. If it's an awning sign, which is what I've heard, There's letter height requirements and the locations of the letters, which there's not enough detail on the plans. So the letters have to be, I think, 8 inches in height and within 14 inches of the base of the awning.
I see that the dimension isn't notated there, but I do believe we looked at those requirements, and I can certainly confirm that with my team. But I know we looked at that as well and saw either an awning or a marquee, and we felt the distinction here was more in keeping with an awning than the requirements of a marquee, and that we're not proposing interchangeable letters or something of that.
Sure.
The language of the marquee. So we actually had modified this base of the awning slightly to accommodate that 14-inch requirement.
Okay.
And if we need to better dimension that, we certainly can do so.
Yes, I think it's just, if that's going to be the clarification, the intent is to comply with the code, then, we'll look at that at the building permit stage, if that's just a condition. If this board is to grant approval, that I would ask that you put on it.
Okay.
Yep, that is our intention.
You got that, Tim? I'm going to ask you to make the motion. Now you're vice chair.
And a lawyer.
And a lawyer. Yeah. Okay. You good with that, Tim?
So we're counting it as
An
an
awning.
awning sign.
It's an awning sign.
That's what we're talking about, Kevin?
That's what I've heard. It doesn't seem to meet the parameters of a marquee sign, and it wouldn't meet the parameters of a wall sign, so I think the closest to get this in that, and a lot of effort, clearly a lot of effort's been put into the design and makeup of that, the aesthetic. So I think awning sign, and then we'll make sure to confirm the specifics of it.
Specific to the height of the lettering?
Kevin, would it, I mean, the sign basically starts up against the building and goes out, curves around, but according to the code, do they mean that the sign can't start 14 inches off the wall? Or that it just can't project more than 14 inches off the wall?
Well, for wall sign or for an awning sign?
Well, if we consider it a wall sign. I mean, it's a hard structure, right? So-
Yes.
But awnings can be hard structures.
Well, that's true. You're right, yeah.
What's the language for an awning projection?
I would interpret that the sign cannot project out more than 12 inches from the wall, is
Okay.
how I would.
Okay.
What's the depth of your awning?
It's a very good-looking awning.
Yeah, our depth is 4'2" from
Face?
from the face of the wall to the face of the band, and then the sign itself would only project another inch. The letters for the sign only project an inch in front of that.
My concern is the 14 inches for the awning regulations, is that the 8-inch letters have to be within that 14-inch band. So that gives you 6 inches of skirting below the letters, and graphically, it looks like that's significantly more than 6 inches.
Understood.
But couldn't the fretwork bottom be considered below the bottom of the
Well, it's part of the awning.
Well, it's part of the awning, but, okay. I like this awning sign also because it is curved, and the windows on the building are Palladium windows, which are curved. So they sort of fit the
Oh,
style
it's
of the building.
beautiful design, absolutely.
Same with the archway with the door. It's nice. It all goes together nicely. The frill at the bottom, is that actually physically part of the metal that the sign is?
Yes, it would be all fabricated as
one
one
piece.
piece and then attached directly to the wall.
Okay. Colin's just checking the code book also, just another set of eyes. But we just mentioned about the numbers on the building.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, and I know you're going to see it up and down North Wayne Avenue, the sandwich-type boards or A-frame boards, they're actually against code. So if you put one out, you're probably going to have to take it back in. So if you want to save your money, then don't get one.
Understood.
Yeah. So,
Could the numbers be put on the menu box, or whatever you want to call it?
Well, just somewhere it's prominent.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, I was thinking somewhere on the, at the door or
Yeah, well,
potentially
you'll
off
find
to
a
the
space
side
for
here.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just in case it's an
Or
emergency.
I think it could be quite lovely to have it there, above the, we'll propose that.
figure it out.
We'll
Yeah.
show
Figure it
that.
out.
Okay. All right. Colin?
I'm not seeing language like projecting off buildings for the awnings. Like what's the exceed max depth of an
How far an
like a
awning
depth like
can
a-
go out?
Yeah, I don't see that.
No, that's not a regulation. It was, the projection was for a wall sign.
Uh-huh.
The awning signs, there's no regulations how far an awning can project out.
Okay.
It's where the lettering has to be 8 inches, and it talks about,
Vertical
see,
face.
letters, logos, and numerals shall, not exceeding a height of 8 inches shall be located on the vertical face within 14 inches from the base of the awning.
Right, I think that this, humbly said, I think that the spirit of that is more in keeping when you have a sign, an awning
Right,
like
right.
this.
We're
with
talking
the-
about, like,
with
most of the time you see the
language on it.
fabric awning and you have the bottom drape, and that's where the sign needs,
Right.
the letters need to be in that.
And we certainly were challenged about, what the designation of our proposal was.
Yes.
What sign, awning,
Mhm.
marquee.
Right.
And we did our best to kind of fit it in with
Mhm.
what seemed closest to the requirements of the code.
The purpose of it is so that you can't have a giant logo on the top of an awning,
Right.
Correct.
Right.
or put another type of sign
Right.
on top of the awning.
Mhm. Okay,
Tough one.
all right.
So I think
Okay.
this design fits the awning
No,
parameter.
yeah, it looks
So,
good.
well, I'm
Any
okay.
other comments, questions? Kevin, any other further
I,
comments?
I think, if this board is comfortable with the aesthetics of the sign and everything about it, that you would put a condition subject to review for zoning issues and any compliance with any applicable zoning regulations or relief thereof. That gives us some flexibility to see if there's ways to get creative with the codes, but unfortunately, we run into these things from time to time where good design does not match up to antiquated regulations. So sometimes our hands are a little bit tied on that, but we'll do every effort that we can to try to work this in to the parameters of the code or work with them on that.
Kevin, isn't that everything that we've approved is subject to the zoning?
Yeah.
Well, usually they show compliance right away, but here
Right.
we have some open-ended with not having dimensions on the plan for the letter height, and not having specificity on the location of the letters with respect to the base of the awning. Typically, if you grant approval for something, they come right back in and submit building permits, and there's not a whole lot of look-see from my end as the zoning officer. Here, we want to make sure that we cover that, just kind of dotting the i's, crossing the t's.
Okay. John, any other further questions for the board or for
No.
Kevin?
But it's clear, we will certainly clarify the dimensional requirements of the proposed as
Okay.
part of that application.
Okay, great, thank you. All right, we're good?
But it
Board's
wouldn't
good?
require a return visit to this board? would it?
No. I-
No.
Just a building
Right.
permit application?
Correct, that's what I'm trying to avoid. If this board is happy with it, it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
if
Yeah.
you're subject to that, then we can bypass coming back here if there's no
Understood.
material changes to the
Understood.
design.
Yeah,
Got
All
it.
right.
okay, great. All right, Tim.
In the matter of DRB 2022-02, the application of Blue Elephant, I move to approve the application subject to a condition for review for compliance with any zoning requirements.
Okay, do we hear a second?
Second.
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, great, thank you, John.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
Thank you,
all.
much luck
Appreciate
to
your
you.
time.
When do you
Thank-
guys anticipate being open?
Late spring?
Okay.
Late spring?
All right, good. Great, great, thank you.
Good luck.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, because it's tough on that 14 inches.
Okay, last on the agenda tonight, listed under old business, the applicant was in last month, is DRB 2021-72, the application of Milano Design at 112 North Wayne Avenue for a wall sign. Gentlemen?
Good evening, everyone.
Hi, good, how are you?
Happy to see you again.
Good.
My name is Muhittin Aydeniz. I'm
Okay.
representative of the company.
You can move that mic maybe a little
I'm
closer.
sorry. Good evening again.
Are you better with the handheld? It's your call.
I think it's okay.
You're
Thank
okay?
you.
All right,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
just want to
that's
be able
right.
to hear you.
Thank
that's
you.
all.
I'm good. I'm representative of the company, Untitled. Also, today's company's owner here joined this meeting. I would like to use electronic the version, the computers.
Okay.
Sure. Thank you.
So just as we're waiting, I think everybody was here last month. This applicant was in. We had an issue with the wall sign about the text that was on the wall sign. Basically, the code says that you're only allowed the name of the business, and we felt that there was a little bit too much on that sign aside from the name of the business. So we asked the applicant to come back, and we're happy you're here, so.
If not, I'll go from here. Robert, if you don't want to make it this one, it's better, I think.
Yeah, you want to use this? Good. There you go. Okay.
Thanks, sir. And I only added actual revision versions. Those are the existing pictures, and then we saw last and the meetings. The only things I just updated size of the panel, the main. It's going to be per the code should be 50 square feet. This is 49.5. Dimension is 324 inches by 22. This is the where it's going to be our and signage. I'm going to skip that portion. We did not have apply wall projection sign. We're going to do later this portion, come back. But today we'd like to focus on only main board.
Okay, so you will come back then for the.
Yes, sir.
next time.
Separate application, I'll do that.
Okay,
That's-
just
yes.
review the code closely.
I just
when
looked
you
at
come back.
actually should be 4 square feet. This is 5.5. It
Okay.
should be a minimum 9 feet, maximum 12 feet, whatever.
Yeah,
But I'll
yeah.
revise and
Okay.
come back later for
Okay,
that.
very good.
We can completely skip and exclude that portion from this meeting.
Okay,
And our Indian DBA name is basically Kitchen Bath Milano Design Build. Basically, kitchen and bath is a brand identity. But after our last conversation, meetings, then I did 3 options. The one of them is this is what we are looking for, and we would like to stick on. And kitchen bath, which is part of the brand identity, Milano Design Build. The DBA name is actually Design Build with S, and this is just typo that I did mistake, but I can correct. I'm gonna correct it. It's gonna be S on the board, basically. The second option, kitchen, Milano and Design Build is gonna be on the bottom section, and bath, which is the secondary in the option that we would like to go. The third option is Milano, actual Design Build, Milano kitchen and bath. But this is the option one is the most important things because of the 2 reasons I repeated. Brand identity, and because this business is kitchen and bath is a new business model in the United States. Basically, people, it's hard for them actually to know what the Design Build company. Basically, that's the main reason we use kitchen and bath as a brand identity and on the board. And the letter size is going to be the max 11 inches. And then the depth is going to be between 2 or 4 inches. And this is the side panel. I think I had submitted all other documentation before at the first submission. Is there any comments?
What's the,
Which one do you guys want?
The first one. It's brand identity and the script of the business.
what's the board feel about this? Get some comments and, what do you think?
Of the three?
Yeah,
I like to keep things simple, so I like number 2.
yeah, that's the way I feel.
I think it says everything the other two say,
Yeah,
but leave space so that your name of your company has more emphasis on the sign.
Yeah, with the
Or is
first
it
one, you
just
kind of
me?
lose the Milano.
yeah, it's too jumbled up,
Yeah.
yeah, it's too much going on.
But that's just the way my eyes work.
What do you think, Colin?
I don't know, I mean, yeah, I think 2's the best, but then I don't like how, like, the font's off-center, you know, some kind of like.
Yeah,
I'm like,
Yeah, I
So
know.
balanced, you're always
Yeah.
balanced.
It's just, you get, you know,
yeah.
it's a tough one. So you're a kitchen and bath remodeler? Is that?
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can talk from you. Okay, hi all.
Hi.
My name is Abraham, and I'm the owner of the company. Also, I'm an interior designer. So I just want to tell you a little bit about our business, see what we are doing. The reason specifically we picked this area is, like you guys understand from the name, everything is going to be pretty much Italian. So, and at the same time, we are not only kitchen and bathroom company. So, like he works for the company as an architect, you know, we do everything pretty much from scratch. So when I put kitchen and bath over there only, I will be just a random small kitchen and bathroom shop. I don't want people think, you know, it's just a small kitchen and bathroom shop, because it's more than that. The problem we were having is, you know, in the design school I learned that too. You know, the best design is the scaled and proportional design, and I understand that. But our signage area is really weird. You know, rectangular, small rectangular area, and I don't know what to do with it. So, like, our logo is from the site, like signage, you can see logo is beautiful. You know, we put that logo into the competition in Italy. You know, we picked that one. Everything was great and all that stuff. We're already running that company, by the way, in Maryland and then Virginia also. So, and then I was in overseas when he came here first time, and then I wanted to explain more. If I put only kitchen over there one side, and bathroom and another side, and Milano right in the middle, it still doesn't look proportional to me. You know, it's not attractive. It's not like, oh, something going on here. So I mean, we are lost a little bit because we don't know how to explain our concept in a smaller signage. If it was a little bit bigger, like, I mean, taller, even if it's like narrower, could have been much better. Now, if I put only design and build, that's another thing. Design and build concept in US is a new concept. Not a lot of people knows about that. Design and build stands for, you know, you give us a piece of property, let us build a custom home for you. That's what that means. So we design the project for you, and then we also build it for you. So if we say only kitchen and bath, we are limited. That's the downside of that signage. I know the best design is a simple design. Trust me, I designed the interior of that showroom also super like minimalist, like super modern, like Scandinavian type and all that stuff. But, you know, I didn't understand him like really well. That's why I called like our lawyer also, and I said, you know, what can we do in that condition? Because they want pretty much the business, whatever the business is registered, like on the logo, not more than that. And
Right.
then even we register the logo like the doing business as Milano Kitchen Bath Design Built instead of Pennsylvania. So I mean, we would like to get that option one. That's actually, I mean, maybe what we can do is, maybe we can do some revision. We can make that kitchen and bath smaller, design and build smaller, and then maybe we can just enlarge that Milano design and the logo right in the middle a little bit bigger. So that way it's gonna look more proportional to you guys. Because I understand what you're saying, like kitchen and bath, the height, and then basically Milano height is pretty much the same thing. It's like one word.
Yeah.
I understand. Design doesn't look that neat, but we can work on it. But if you put only Milano, design and build, I don't think we're gonna explain our business properly. That's the only thing. Besides this, I don't know what to say.
Well, I think we, understand certainly where you're coming from. Kevin, you have a comment?
Mr. Chairman, I thought it was last month when we talked about some window signage and
Yes.
and utilizing that. We may have referenced the Bruno Brothers, and they got very creative with the use of window signage to further promote what the Bruno Brothers was, because people from outside the area don't necessarily know what it was. Had you considered any of those options that this board asked you to take a look at?
I would rather showing the designs, because I spent almost 3 months to design those displays on the beginning. I'm putting a nice bathroom on the left side and then the nice kitchen on the right side, coming straight from Italy. I want people their eyes go straight to my displays than whatever we are doing. That's why we still need to put some signage over there, like showing like phone number and then website address or something like that. But I don't want to put something big, kitchen and bath, or whatever it is over there. It's not going to look that neat. That's my opinion. But but if we can do anything, like for example, if the option 1 is not looking good, we have to find a way. We have to find a way to make it work. We just want to basically show people what we are doing.
I noted that there's 4 panels of windows, in essence, 4 main panels of windows going across, and you have 4 words that you're trying to squeeze in there: kitchen, bath, design, and build. That there's an opportunity there, and maybe not at the lower levels, but in the upper panels, to fit those in there so that the Milano is standing by itself, and then smaller letters maybe slightly below, but in the glass area is where the other words could go. Just as an option. I know this was something that the board had expressed interest in looking at, but I don't see that as an option for the board to consider.
I see.
Also,
It's just very busy.
I know.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I mean, but think about this, like right behind you guys, that marble piece right there, that's all I have. And then how can I use that area? I have 2 lines of Milano, design and build, and I like 2 lines, and then right and left side, I can just leave it empty. That's
Right.
not a problem. But when they look at the logo, do you think they can understand what type of business we are doing? That's my only question mark. So,
This-
we,
but
this sign is only going to be seen from the side. It's never a front-on sign.
Yeah, maybe you take
I mean,
Kevin's
it's on a
advice and
sidewalk.
You do a couple window, on the upper panels, kitchen, bath, window decals. You just do Milano in the center panel, and then you come back and do your wall projection sign. In this town, word spreads quickly.
Yeah.
So, as soon as you put your sign up, people are gonna start talking.
something popped my head. Maybe that might work too.
If you had the center sign and then the
Yeah.
wall projection sign, and then maybe the 2 panels had kitchen, bath, or, design, build, and kitchen, bath, there's 4 equal panels. Nobody's looking at your bathroom and kitchen at those panels. These are your vision panels.
Right.
Maybe you utilize those 4 panels. I don't know, I'm just throwing you ideas. I don't think we can approve what you submitted tonight.
The top part, the problem is like this. It's a bit like there's already the bottom part. The kitchen is already like all that stuff is sitting literally down the.
Just use the mic,
level.
please.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Street level, and
Just an aside, Milano is not emphasized on these signs, and you would think you would want to emphasize your company's name.
I have that idea. Maybe we can write those kitchen, bath, design, build right in the center of the window, the front window, as a decal, just like you said. And then maybe we can make that, and we leave the top part. We don't put any kitchen, bath, design, build thing.
You could make your wall sign above larger and emphasize your brand name.
Yeah.
Give it bigger Milano.
Yeah, and then we can make that Milano logo a little bit,
Sure.
Yeah.
wider.
Square footage?
No, he's fine. He's got up to 50 square feet. Yeah.
we have 22 inches height,
The
basically.
maximum we
Yeah,
can.
Our
20.
A letter in the middle of the Milano is big.
That signage is not.
That's why we have to create a distance between letters. Then it's not gonna work. It's not gonna good look. I believe. But there was another option that you mentioned. We may reduce the size of the kitchen, bath, design build.
No, that's not our job.
Make proportion. Come with some
Well,
ideas.
let me ask you this. When do you expect to open? Are you still a few months away?
I mean, we are getting the key on February 1st, so basically it's going to take roughly 2-3 months.
I
to
know
get
you
all that
guys
stuff.
don't live around the corner, you come up
No.
from Maryland,
Oh,
right?
we come from Maryland, yeah.
Yeah, is it a pain in the neck for you guys to come back next month? Can we ask you to come back next month with some new ideas? You've heard the board tonight in discussion.
Yeah.
You've heard Mr. Kachansky. Take all that into account, come back next month, maybe present a new plan.
I guess, yeah, we have to go from that route.
Okay.
Can I ask you one more question, though?
Sure.
My initial, like basically proposal, if I mentioned, like if I make those kitchen, bathroom design and build smaller, a little bit smaller, like I would say like half of whatever that Milano design and built. Is it gonna work, do you think, maybe?
I think what the board has asked for, and they asked, I think, last month, but that as an option.
That's why we're gonna
But,
design it.
yeah,
We're
and
gonna
then
design it
also
accordingly.
something that separates the Milano up in the upper band
Uh-huh.
and the design and build in window film on those 4 upper window panels. And that gives this board an option that they've asked for previously, and then gives, some consideration as something, because they haven't seen it.
Right.
Well,
And this is like a flagship location in the center of our town, so, everyone's looking at these signs, and,
Right, right.
we can't just approve
How about
everything that
this,
comes through.
if we
Well,
do
and also-
some study and
We'll-
send
we'll-
via,
I think I understood that.
I'm saying,
I'll work on it.
is that possible we can do some works and email and like get some feedbacks before we come, before next meeting? Is that
Well-
possible, or?
You can't, not with the board. I mean, if you wanted to run something off of me from a code compliance standpoint, I think I have an understanding of what the board is looking for. If we're looking and there is concern about opening up prior to getting approval from this board, we can do a temporary banner, and that gives them some time to be able to open up with some signage.
Right.
You're a long way from opening up then.
Yeah, we are.
Are you renovating the space too?
But the problem is, we just want to order that stuff from overseas as well. It's
I
going to take a
understand.
while, by the time it gets here. That's the only thing, yeah.
One,
Now-
one thought that I was just having, and I was just sharing a little bit is, and I don't know with your landlord what your options are,
Right.
or if it's even feasible from this 2-dimension, I can't see the depth of where the sign is actually fitting in there, but is there a way to go up into even making the Milano a little bigger if you go outside the scope of the band?
Maximum size is
What was that, 20?
30 inches, actually. I'm sorry, if you,
I don't know if we're getting over the height.
22,
Yeah, it has to be within
30
a certain
inches.
height from grade,
Right.
Yeah,
but I don't
Can't go
know.
above 15 feet.
right. And I know that,
They'd run into the band.
Do you have the height of the existing sign from grade?
From the grave existing sign.
I know the,
30, I'm sorry, 13 feet.
13-1.
No, I'm sorry.
I know the property owner put a new facade on that building about 5 years ago. I don't know if they'd be too interested in
Yeah, just throwing
changing
out
that.
ideas.
Just throwing out,
Yeah, no, that's good. No, it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, like looks like 13-1.
Yeah, 13
Yeah.
feet. It's going
Oh.
to 11, 12, 11, 13 between, yes.
Okay. Well, why don't we do this? If it's agreeable to the board and agreeable to you and Radnor Township, can we ask you to come back next month
Okay.
with some new ideas? I think you understand where we're coming from. We understand where you're coming from. Hopefully, we can reach the middle ground. And like Colin said, it's a prominent location in the center of town. We want to make it look good. Hopefully, you guys are going to be here for a long time. So let's do it right. You can use your window space. You can use up to 20% of your available window space for signage. There's a good opportunity there. You're certainly going to, everybody's going to see that store. There's no answers or buts about it. So I know you're just trying to get the message out, that you're a design center. We talked about it last month. It's, not that it's the same thing, but if a pizza shop went in the center of town, Wayne Pizza, we don't want the guy listing soda, pizza, hoagies, hamburgers on the sign. That's not what the signs are about. The signs are getting the brand name out there, the name of the business out there.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Yeah,
That's where window signage could come in handy, to put your message into the window, but maybe not in the overhead sign.
and I'll be honest, I showed this to, I had some of my extended family that all live in the area over the other night when I was looking through my materials. And the one just moved to Wayne from being out more in the rural parts, and the other one is trying to get from the city into Wayne. They didn't like how that looked, but they loved the logo. It was just too busy.
And the logo gets lost. The name of the store gets lost. That's why I like number 2 if you had to make decision tonight, because at least the name, but it's still, the name is smaller than kitchen and.
I think we should come back again
Yeah,
next month.
yeah.
I'll think about it a bit more details.
I think you have time.
Yeah, and I'll design something different, a little different.
It's gonna pop once it's right. It's
Yeah.
gonna pop, and it's gonna be a nice. It's gonna draw people. You're gonna have your stuff on the inside that's gonna bring them in the door, and it's gonna get a lot of foot traffic and a lot of visibility. So.
Gotcha.
Then let me do a few options.
No, I got that. We'll work on that. We'll work on that. Thanks so much for your time.
Okay, so our next meeting is February 9th.
Mr. Chairman.
February 9th.
I'm sorry, Kevin?
So I just want to clarify, there are 2 options that this board had talked about wanting to see, is just the Milano up in that upper band with kitchen, bath, design and build as window signs, and then the Milano in the middle with the kitchen, bath, design, and build in significantly smaller font in that upper band. And then any additional options that you may want to, as you're going through the design process, that's fine. But I think this board needs to see at least those 2 as a minimum.
Thank
So-
you.
So next meeting's February 9th, okay? But your new application has to be into the township building by January 19th. So it doesn't give you a lot of time, just a week, to get it together, so.
Perfect.
Week.
But it's not telling you to rush it. If you have more time to work on it, wait till the next month. If you're not getting your keys till February 1st and then you're submitting a building permit, I think you have time to design it properly. So don't feel obligated to submit it January 19th. There'll be another meeting in March.
Came
Gotcha.
up from what, Ellicott City?
Yeah, Ellicott City.
Yeah, so
Ellicott
it's
City.
not, I know that drive. I know that. I got family down there and.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Howard County. What part?
Well, they're down in Montgomery County, but then I also clerked out in Hagerstown, so I'm well familiar with Maryland.
Yeah, I close by to that Hagerstown area, Sykesville.
Yeah,
Yeah, somewhere there.
so.
Okay. And again, like
We'll make it again.
Like
That's no
Mr.
problem.
Chansky mentioned, we can't review plans ahead of our meeting, but if there's code issues, Kevin will be happy to answer those for you, so.
Same thing with the projecting sign, make sure that you get that on your application.
Yes.
I'll
And-
make clearly
yes.
say annotations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, good.
You said?
Yeah, we're
Any
good.
any other questions, gentlemen? You guys are
Thank you.
good?
Thank you for today.
Board, any questions, comments?
We're good.
We're good?
We're good.
We're good? Who wants to take this one? Jane, it's all
Well,
yours.
what am I doing?
We're going to
Reject.
ask for a continuation, Kevin?
All right, thank you. All right, for DRB 2021-72 Milano Design, we ask for a continuation.
Okay, do we hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, great. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Okay,
Safe driving.
okay. Any other business for tonight? We're okay? I'm sorry about that. Yeah, all right. So meeting adjourned?
Adjourned.
Great. See you next month. Okay. Okay, Kevin, thank you.